Hello guys, my name's Noah Fitzgerald, and today we are doing a bit of a special video. Today we are going to be going over the best of 2023. Now the best of 2023, basically for me, takes all of the vehicles that were mostly made in 2022 but for the 2023 model year and categorizes them into the best buys of the year. Now I'd like to get started by mentioning that there are many categories to this list, and I do have my computer with me, so please bear in mind with me if I do look down at my computer. I am just trying to give you the best information I can possibly give you. Now for this list, we have the best used buy of 2023, we have the best all-around buy of 2023, we have the best budget car of 2023, we have also the best car to modify of 2023. We have the best budget performance of 2023, as well as the best sleeper car of 2023. And last but not least, car of the year 2023. Now let's get started with that first one. Best used buy of 2023. Now there are a lot of competition that you have to go through to find the best used buy, and I think I narrowed it down to a pretty good car. Now the best used buy of 2023 in my eyes is the last generation of Lexus GSF. Now the GSF was a performance version of the GS, which was kind of Lexus's mid-size sedan, slotted between the LS and the ES, and they decided to make an F version of it. Now the F version of this car featured the Lexus's 5-liter V8, putting out about 470 horsepower and about 400 pound-feet of torque. Now, this never sold in big numbers. It had a very high price tag for what it was, and it was kind of down on power to its competitors, which was mostly the BMW M5, which at the time had all-wheel drive and over 600 horsepower. So really, for the $80,000 that they were charging for this car new, was not really a good buy, whereas you could go and buy an M5 for $20,000 more and get 200 more horsepower and much better handling. However, depreciation has taken its toll on this car. You can now find the latest 2020 GSF for as low as $40,000. Half the price in 3 years. $40,000 in 3 years this car is depreciated. That is why I think it's one of the best used buys. You can't get performance sedans that cheap anymore with V8s, naturally aspirated V8s. It's an amazing car that you just can't find anymore. That's why it is the best used car of 2023. Now you go down to the next category, which is the best all-around car of 2023. Now this one is very, very difficult to narrow down, and I think I did a pretty good job of it. My 2023 best all-around car of the year is the 2023 Audi RS6. I apologize guys, we had some technical issues. It's the summer months and it's getting really hot, so it's kind of hard to do the videos in the car, but thankfully we are back here. I do have my laptop open, and we are going to take a look at the best all-around buy of 2023. Now I previously stated that it was the 2023 Audi RS6, and I picked this car for quite a few reasons. It does a little bit of everything. I can only think of about one category where this car doesn't shine. It's a station wagon with a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, all-wheel drive, and it's just amazing looking. This Audi produces numerous upsides, especially its powertrain. It has that 4-liter twin-turbo V8 shared with a bunch of the Volkswagen platform. In this car, it's putting out 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. This is sent through a torque converter, 8-speed automatic, put to the ground via Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system. This lets this Audi achieve 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds on its way to an electronically limited 155 miles an hour. Now this car really does do it all. It has enough room to fit your whole family in it, and then do that 3.10 to 60 with all your luggage in the back. And it's not an SUV, it's a station wagon, so it's bound to be cool. It has very angular design, has Audi's LED headlights, its Matrix headlights, all of its safety systems, so it's bound to really give you the best of all worlds. The only thing that this Audi really can't do is off-road. But really, with 600 horsepower, I don't think you would miss it that much. I think it's a really, really good buy, and I think it's good for all around. It's a good family car if you can stomach the $130,000 price tag that it is for it. But other than that, best all-around buy. Next on my list is, let's see, the best budget car. Now, the best budget car I categorize as the best car for under $40,000, which, for those of you who don't know, the average market price for a car today is about $40,000. For this car, I picked something rather special and new. I picked the 2023 Acura Integra A-Spec, but only the A-Spec with the manual. Now, the Acura Integra has been around for years. It got cut off in the early 2000s, and it was a performance sedan or coupe that Acura offered as an alternative to the Civic. It went away in the early 2000s, but it's since come back for the 2022 model year and really brought some striking styling and really cool features. Now, the original regular Integra only offers a CVT transmission, but if you go for the A-Spec and the technology package, you can get a 6-speed manual, and that's the car you really want. It's the same size as the Civic Si, it runs the same platform, the same motor, and the same 6-speed manual that the Civic Si does, but it looks striking. You get more creature comforts, heated seats, heads-up display, more leather seats, and you get your manual. It's also a liftback, which means you can fit more in it, and it produces about 200 horsepower and 190 pound-feet of torque. So it'll really get you off the line and carry all your things for under $40,000. As a matter of fact, this car, as priced with the A-Spec and the manual, comes in at $36,000. That is why I think it is the best budget buy of 2023. Now on to my next category, best car to modify. Now, the best car to modify I picked, it really varies, because with 2023, you see a lot of builds and you're not quite sure what's going to be the absolute best car to modify. But I narrowed it down to one who really has everything. It has the modification capability, it has the look capability, and it's reasonably priced for people to get their hands on to actually modify these. And for that, I picked the 2023 GR Supra A91 edition. Now, what's special about the GR Supra is it's the newest iteration of the Toyota Supra. The last generation came out many years ago, was cut off in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it has since made a comeback with Gazoo Racing, or GR, Toyota's new racing development that is separate from TRD. Now, the GR Supra, for the longest time, only had an automatic transmission. It was basically built by BMW, and it was a BMW ZF transmission. But for the 2023 model year, they released a special A91 edition, which gave the Toyota Supra a 6-speed manual transmission. And that really changed the game for the Toyota Supra. It let it be the true performance sports car that it wanted to be. And for that reason, it is the best car to modify, because many people were very disappointed with the Supra when it first came out because it lacked many features, but it had the places for them to put those features. And Toyota came out and said, these are places for people to modify these cars. A car from the factory that came without features for people to modify their cars. That is why I picked this. It is one of the best cars to modify. It runs the B58 inline-6 motor from the M division of cars, straight from the Z4 M40, and it will really, really tune the crap out of that car. And you can really boost up that manual. It's really easy to get power out of a manual transmission. And for all of those reasons, that is why I picked the GR Supra A91 edition. Now on to the next category of car. Let's see. It is best budget performance. Now, there have been a lot of budget performance cars that have came out for the 2023 model year, and it really made this decision very hard to make. But at the last moment of the 2023 model year, Toyota came out with something very special that I believe to be the best budget performance. It is the 2023 GR Corolla. Who would have thought the GR Corolla, the last generation, well, the current generation of Toyota Corolla, came out for the 2018 model year, and it came out with a hatchback version of the Corolla. Now, you could get the hatchback with the 6-speed manual, but it still had the naturally aspirated inline 4, which really didn't offer much performance. It was still front-wheel drive. There was nothing very special about this. And then GR got their hands on it, and they just went mad with the Corolla. They replaced that naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder with a turbo inline 3-cylinder straight from the GR Yaris overseas, and it produces about 300 horsepower. And they link this to a 6-speed manual with IMT, Toyota's automatic rev matching feature for their manuals, and gets sent to a all-wheel drive system. So you can really track this. It competes really hard with the Elantra N, and especially the Civic Type R, which it actually beats on a 0 to 60 time. It competes very well. However, there is a downside to this car, is it is the most expensive car in this segment. For a good track spec with all the dealer markups, you're looking at about $55,000 to $60,000 for a GR Corolla. But think of it as a competitor to the RS3 hatchback. The RS3 hatchback starts at about $70,000. So if you get a base GR Corolla, which starts, let's see, at about $37,000, it starts to look much more appealing than the competition. Even the Civic Type R, which starts at about $45,000, if you can even find one for MSRP, because you can't find them anywhere, and if you do, they're insanely high over market price with dealer markups. So that is why the 2023 GR Corolla is the best budget performance of 2023. Now on to the next category, the best sleeper car. Now, I thought this was kind of an interesting category that I would throw in there. It might be kind of fun to do, and it might be interesting to see the reactions to this. Now, there are a lot of cars that you might expect to see on this list. Most generally, the BMW M5. But everybody knows about the BMW M5. Everybody expects. They see a 5 Series and they expect, that might just be an M5. And in recent years, they have become not so subtle. But this car, you can expect to become very noticeable, or not noticeable at all. And that is the 2023 Audi RS3. Now, the RS3 is based off of the Audi A3 platform, which is a very compact sedan that Audi offers that shares its platform with the Volkswagen Jetta. Now, the RS3 offers a very, very unique powertrain. It shares it with the Audi TT RS, and it is a 2.5 liter inline 5-cylinder. The Audi TT RS and the RS3 are the last cars on the market that offer a 5-cylinder motor. Now this 5-cylinder is matched to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission shared with Volkswagen products, and it is good to send this Volkswagen from 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Now I may mention all that power is being sent through Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system, so you can actually track this RS3 while you're doing 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Now what's mind-boggling about this car is you can get this car up to a top speed with a dynamic handling package of 180 miles an hour. That is supercar. That's faster than a Chevy Corvette can go in a car smaller than a Toyota Corolla. It has a shorter wheelbase by about 3 inches. So imagine putting a small black Chevy in a Toyota Corolla. It's absolutely mind-boggling and astonishing that they could even pull this off. But you may be thinking, every single RS3 that I've seen looks bonkers in green paint with black wheels and black trim, but you don't have to get it that way. You can get the RS3 in black or white or silver with chrome trim and chrome wheels, and if you were to just look at that, you would think, that's just an Audi A3. It's got a 4-cylinder and a boring manual. It's just as fast as a Volkswagen Jetta. Until you're being dusted at it on a stoplight when it does that 0 to 60 time, or on the Autobahn when it blows past your Lamborghini Gallardo because it's old and slow. That is what I believe to be the best sleeper car of 2023. Now, let's move on to the next segment in this list. And that is, let's see here. Yes, the last segment of this list, the one that you've all been waiting for, the 2023 Car of the Year. Now, for the Car of the Year, I have some runner-ups. I figured I wouldn't just give it to you straight because that wouldn't be as much fun. So I gave you some runner-ups. Now, the first runner-up, I believe, is kind of an interesting option because it's not what you'd think you'd find on a car enthusiast lists. But I loved it so much and I found such a joy for it that it did find its way up there. And that is the 2023 Lucid Air. Now, Lucid is a brand new car company set out of California, and it makes electric vehicles. It's meant to set off to make luxurious electric vehicles. And its first model, its only model, is the Air. It has very many trims, but the most inspiring is the Dream Edition Launch Edition. And it has 1,111 horsepower, all-wheel drive, luxury sedan. So you can really power through those corners with those sticky all-wheel drive powertrain. And it also has 1,100 horsepower. So you can dust almost every single vehicle on the road and still be comfortable. Serene, quiet, and comfortable. It's glorious. There's nothing much better than it. You sit in it, and leather everywhere. You get glass, and 1,100 horsepower. It's an astonishing car, and I think it is one of the best electric vehicles on the market, aside from possibly the Porsche Taycan. That is the only thing I can think of that's possibly better than this Lucid Air. Now, moving on to the second runner-up. The second runner-up is from the same brand. However, it is a absolutely more monstrous and totally different vehicle. The second runner-up to Car of the Year is the 2023 Cadillac Escalade V. Now, the Cadillac Escalade is a staple in Cadillac's lineup since the early 2000s, but it's always been kind of slow, and it's kind of been lumbery and whatnot. Not the Escalade V. The Escalade V shoehorns the Blackwing 6.2-liter supercharged V8 into the Cadillac Escalade, making get this right, 689 horsepower sent to a part-time four-wheel drive system, making 0 to 60 in this Escalade, which, mind you, weighs as much as the moon, in 4.4 seconds. This is a full-size body-on-frame SUV doing 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Now, I'm not sure about you, but there is barely any competition for this vehicle. The only thing I can think of is maybe the GLS 63 AMG, but that has 603 horsepower, and it's a crossover. Nothing competes with this vehicle. It is absolutely legendary. It has one of the best V8 exhaust soundtracks on the market, and I struggled to find anything that can compete with this car. Now, moving to the final car of the year, and I feel like this is the best car in many, many years to have come. It is from Cadillac, and it is the last of its generation. It is the 2023 Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. Sorry, had yet again another technical error. And back to what I was talking before. The 2023 Cadillac CT5V Blackwing is the car of the year. It is the last of the likes that we will ever see from the car community, given the electric wave that is coming through nowadays. Now, the CT5V Blackwing is powered by the Blackwing powertrain. It is the 6.2 liter supercharged V8, putting out 668 horsepower and about 659 pound-feet of torque, sent through your choice of a 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic. Given the choice, I think you should choose the 6-speed manual. You'll never see the likes of a supercharged V8 manual sedan ever again. It will not happen. All this power is sent straight to the rear wheels through very, very wide, sticky tires. You get to the inside, you have carbon bucket seats, you have all the luxuries you could possibly want in a full-size sedan. I feel like the 2023 Cadillac CT5V Blackwing is kind of the 2023 version of the E39 M5. It flies under the radar. You wouldn't expect to see it unless you really knew what you were looking at. And it's one of a kind. That's not going to happen again with the Tesla Model S and all the electric vehicles popping up. You'll never see the likes of a supercharged V8 rear-wheel drive manual sedan ever. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but it's just not going to happen again. And that is why the 2023 Cadillac CT5V Blackwing is the car of the year. I'm Noah Fitzgerald. Thank you guys for tuning into this long video, long list of cars. I hope to see you in the next one. Please consider checking out my written review of this on my website and my TikTok. Thank you for watching again. My name's Noah. See you guys in the next one.